What's in it for the black people? What's in it? What's in it for the people? I'm in it. What's in it for the black people? What's in it? What's in it for the black people? I'm in it. For the black people. 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 What's in it for the black people? Let's hear it. What's in it for the black people? Don't fear it. What's in it for the black people? Let's hear it. What's in it for the black people? Don't fear it. For the black people. 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 What's in it for the black people? You know it. What's in it for the black people? Let's show it. What's in it for the black people? You know it. What's in it for the black people? Let's show it. For the black people. 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 For the black people.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. We are back in the building. Shout out to everybody who tuned in. I'm telling you, Riis around here giving advice, getting us kicked off.
Not give advice. I gave advice about taking pictures with the thing on, but you know, I know y'all. I know it's a sensitive audience out there, so let me. No, guys, I'm so glad. No, please don't do that. Leave the location on. I was not, because you know they'd take what I said, which has already been done. They'd take what I said and use it to their own demise. So it's okay. It's okay, y'all. Just be.
So don't think it's y'all. I mean, I think it's not us. I think everybody gets where you are at. I just think that you have to be aware of. Remember, I was telling y'all yesterday about people taking what you say and using it against you for their own. They understand it. So all I'm saying is, and again, that's not a diss to you. It's not a diss to anybody. But again, when you're explaining, you're losing. So we're going to move from that subject. But I am going to tell you, man, these people out here, we got to watch our children. Like, it's just crazy, crazy, crazy to death out here. And I'm just not with it. Riis, there was a reparations forum yesterday at Malcolm X College. Wilson, Sawyer, Lightfoot did not show. I don't know. Did Cam come? Mayor Lightfoot said she already gave y'all ass reparations. You better look at that universal basic income that 500 people got. And you better look at, what's the other one? You better look at Invest Southwest. That's your reparations from the mayor. Sawyer said, wasn't nobody, he didn't come. He said nobody was up there fighting for him, fighting with him except for Willie Wilson, who also did not come. Because Willie Wilson is for reparations, but I'm telling you, he's working to court the white vote. And so he probably just don't want to get caught up. Or he might have been busy because he had a lot of stuff going on yesterday. That stated, man. Shut up. To the people who put on the reparations forum, was Lucretia there? Miko, I think I saw you saying you were there. I know you was trying to make it, but there was so much craziness going on. So if you went to the reparations forum, I'd love to hear your thoughts on what happened and who won and what they said, etc. But we will talk about it. Riis, did you hear about the lady who put her mom in the freezer for 2 years?
I hope very bad things happen to her and she stays the rest of her life in jail.
I do too.
There you go.
There you go.
Do not joke about putting mothers in freezers.
Oh, we joking about that. We're not joking.
No,
oh, you're not. You do what you.
Mother, it could be my mother, and I would get really offended if we start talking about that.
Okay, so you see the bottom right there? It says here. Let me read it to you.
I mean, that don't apply because people's feelings be getting hurt.
Hey man,
that don't apply.
Hey man, if you are easily offended, please feel free not to watch or participate. Right?
You only had 2 people watching.
No, you. Well, I'm just letting you know that the two people, the mom put her, so the daughter said when her mom went to prison at age 14, she said, if your grandmama died while I'm gone, do not bury her, and you bury her under a different name. Apparently, the young lady went on, she moved down south, but they haven't seen the grandma for 2 years. They said the neighbors used to be like, where Miss such and such? Where? And the daughter would be like, oh, she went to Florida. Oh, she at the old folks home. Well, the daughter called and did a well-being check, and guess what wound up happening? They found the mother in the freezer. They bought a deep freeze, and she been in a deep freeze for 2 years because the mama wanted to keep collecting the checks. I knew it had to do something with keeping the checks. And can I just point this out? I just want to point this out. These were not black people. So I just want to make sure we're clear, right? Because you always hear about people trying to hold on to the checks. Did y'all hear about them people in Los Angeles that moved into dude's house? It was like an old senile dude. They moved into his house to be acting like they was his friends, and then they started giving him LSD, and then they started taking all of his money, and then when he died, they didn't tell nobody, and then they tried to swindle him out of $20 million. Y'all, man, these people out here, like, they be down, what y'all say, down so bad? That's crazy. So anyway, look, if your relative is missing, don't forget the well-being checks. Did y'all see Mike Quigley was kicked off the Foreign Relations Committee? And did I finish saying hello to everybody? Shout out to everybody on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch who check in with us every day from 6 to 8. We appreciate you all as well. So make sure you tune in to the Maze Jackson Show, the Sinners and the Early Rising Saints. Quigley kicked off the Foreign Relations Committee. Shout out to Hakeem Jeffries. We're going to talk about this in a minute. Hakeem, there's this thing with black leadership and white privilege that I think we got to talk about today at 7:30, where white people, even if they don't support you, they expect that you're supposed to treat them. You know what I'm saying? Like, white people feel like they could talk to you any old kind of way, denigrate you, be like they smarter than you, and then after they do all that, they expect that if you're a black leader, you're still supposed to kiss their ass. So we're going to talk about Mike Quigley getting kicked off the Foreign Relations Committee. Speaking of foreign relations, did y'all see there was a Chinese spy balloon flying above our nuclear sites? I didn't even know they did balloons still. But apparently it's a Chinese, but you know what I was thinking about it? The balloon don't have no big motor, so it probably could stay off of the radar screen. They said they didn't shoot it down, though, because they were scared that things was going to fall down on people. Could they blow it out of the country? Like, couldn't they get an airplane and just go, like, push it away or something? But anyway, China is spying on us. Can I tell you what I think, though? I feel like people feel like Joe Biden, who gonna check me, boo? Like, do you ever see Joe Biden getting off the plane or getting off the helicopter and walking? He got the old man walking. It just be like, I just feel like, you know, the other people be looking like, you know what? You know how we look like when we get off the airplane? I feel like that's how people look when they be like, the United States is sweet. They ain't scared of Joe. They just not scared of Joe. So we're going to talk about that. Well, actually, we're not going to talk about that. But yes, Audrey, I did see the spy balloon flying over Montana. And you know, when I think of Montana, I be thinking about Yellowstone. Do y'all watch Yellowstone? Whew. Them Duttons is something else. Anyway, that is that. Also, man, it was going on a lot in foreign relations. Ilhan Omar got kicked off of the off the House Foreign Relations Committee as well. I think we should talk about that because, you know, when we saw Ilhan Omar, we thought of her as a black woman initially, but then when you look at the history of what's happened in Minnesota with public housing, with all of that, the Somalians she's a Somalian. You remember Somalians remember Black Hawk Down? Remember, like, the captain from the plane?
You talking about the movie, right?
Yeah, but that was a real story.
Yeah, but only
those was the Somalians, right? When you think about the Somalians, don't think of themselves as black, but we gave Ilhan Omar a pact. Now, she got kicked off for anti-Semitism, but then they changed it to, and depending on which paper you read, if you listen to the Republicans, they say anti-Semitism. If you read the if you read the Democratic papers, they say anti-Israeli rhetoric. She is a Muslim that has spoken. She's a Muslim sworn in to the Illinois House of Representatives, and she has sworn she's kind of anti-American a little bit. Like, America's like, we be going around the world warring up on everybody and doing all that. And, we feel like we the world's people. But I feel like it's weird to watch her because she does seem very anti-American. So the Republicans kicked her off of the Foreign Relations Committee because they said, we don't think that if we out here talking about war and putting stuff together to be beating up on other people, we can't have you be in the back like, no, y'all are unrighteous, y'all are uncivilized. Riis, I feel like, so it's weird to me, right? Like, I know the United States be doing crazy stuff to people. I mean, we be going around the country, around the world doing stuff. I just don't know if it makes sense for somebody on the team that's supposed to be the war team to be out there saying how bogus we are. Ilhan Omar kicked off of the United States House Committee, Foreign Relations Committee. So we'll talk about that. And then, I did the thing. All right, y'all. So that's the May Jackson show. That's the first. That's our headlines. I think we're out of there. But now, Riis, it's time. So you don't got to do the point yet, but I do want to think. So yesterday, the first migrants arrived in the Woodlawn community at WADSWORTH Elementary School. And when they arrived, Luis Cardona of Woodlawn and Andre Smith of the Washington Park area, also candidate for 20th Ward Alderman, also vice president of What's in It for the Black People First, stood in front and tried to block the buses. If you go to the Sun-Times or the Tribune, the story is right there, big and bold above the fold. After that, they said that Luis Cardona and Andre Smith said that because the city was not transparent with them, they would not be transparent with the city, and they tried to block the CTA bus. Dre and Cardona said that they were willing to be arrested to block the buses. At which point the University of Chicago has determined that they are going to provide University of Chicago police to protect the space. They said the property has been taped off. So think about Woodlawn. Wadsworth Elementary School will be taped off and protected by CPD. Yesterday, 100 men and women moved in to the community. Riis, I have not heard anybody from Woodlawn say that they wanted this to happen. Now, when we talked to the mayor said that the only reason that the people of Woodlawn were opposed to the migrant shelter was because they have been deprived of city services. The mayor then said that was the fault of the alderman, who has a $1.5 million menu budget with an additional $100,000. Now, I think that's very disingenuous when you recognize that it costs $100,000 to pave a street, and every ward has almost approximately 100 miles of road. The reality is the people were not, and it ticks. I'm not. The mayor tried to spin it as if they had gotten resources, they wouldn't have a problem with that. But the reality is that we are moving resources away from black folks who live in that neighborhood to provide resources to other people. And it ain't because the aldermen didn't use their menu money properly. It is because it is a blatant disrespect of a community that is under-resourced to compound the poverty in the neighborhood. And then when the neighborhood poverty is compounded, then you say, we're going to provide additional resources to the migrants, who she now says are here legally, which legally, I'm not going to get into that. But what jumped out to me, and I was wondering if this was going to happen, was the fact that Mr. Cardona and candidate Andre Smith tried to block the buses. Which leads me now, Riis, get ready, to now Riis hit the button.
It's time for the social media question of the day.
Should local residents try to stop the migrant move-ins? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. Yesterday it was interesting because when I watched the story on the news, they showed three different people, right? They showed a Latino guy who did not live in Woodlawn who said, yeah, put him over there. Why not? The schools are empty, so why not use them? Then there are the people that we see, like every black person that they showed on the news was basically like, no, we do not want this. We know that there are a lack of resources in our community, and before we start doing things for everybody else, we need to make sure we take care of ourselves. I then turned on the news where I saw Andre and Mr. Cordona preparing to block the buses, standing in front of them, and then the police came in and asked them to move, and they pushed them out of the way, etc. But I got to thinking, what is the best way for the residents of Woodlawn who do not want this shelter in their neighborhood? And so give us a call, 872-259-7474, 872-259-7474. Should local residents try to stop the migrant move-ins in their community? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I know, should they protest? Should they block the buses? Should they chain the doors? Or should they figure out a collaborative way to work together? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Who's on the live line? Caller, you there?
Good morning, Mays and Riis. How are you? This is Andre Smith.
Good morning, candidate Smith from the What's in It for the Black People. First, what is going on, sir? I saw you all on every news channel. I saw you on every TV. Tell me, what was the rationale behind you and Mr. Cordona standing in front of the buses? What was that, and what happened exactly?
Well, I say, first of all, we didn't do it to be on the radio or the news, or on TV. I mean, we did it because, one, I represent black people first, and we haven't got our fair share. We have people under vilox. We have people at police stations that's homeless that live here in Chicago, and that was taxpayers, or still is probably taxpayers, and not getting their fair share. And our streets and alleys are dirty, the lighting, on the streets, our seniors are being robbed, crime is at an all-time high, and then the city is saying that they're not using our tax dollars. Well, yesterday, all the police that I seen, that's our tax dollars, and they wasn't there to protect the migrants. They was there to try to arrest me. The mayor people was there, the superintendent people was there, the commander was there, and all of them tried to talk me down. And I told them, they here to do a job, and I'm here to do a job. I'm here to be in the books. So when my kids read the books, or your kids read the books, or your grandchildren, what happens is that they're going to say, okay, where were you at? Did you stand up and fight for justice? Did you stand up and fight for freedom and equal? Did you stand up and fight for us? Or did you just look the other way? I'm really disappointed in our mayor. I'm really disappointed in the alderman that lied and tried to put it on the mayor. Both of them are going to be held accountable. The alderman said, I didn't know. And now she's saying to Woodlawn in the newspaper, let's make the migrants welcome. She had people there yesterday to be a part of the welcome committee while we was about to be arrested.
What do you mean welcome?
I don't understand it.
What's the welcome committee? Explain that to me.
They had a welcome committee there for the migrants.
When you say a welcome committee, what do you mean?
saying when the migrants landed, when the migrants came to WADSWORTH, when they went in, it was people. Alex, who runs Jeanette stuff, who's a part of Stop, he was there. Jeanette Taylor, I don't know if that's her chief of staff or whoever was there, and they was welcoming the migrants as they came in to make them feel like they're at home.
Was these black people?
One was black, and the other one was, I think he's Jewish or something, you know. Yeah, but you know he's with the Alderman team. It's a disgrace, brother. Look. They came. The commander came and talked to me. Glenn Brooks came and talked to me. The mayor person came and talked to me and was like, "Look, you know, we're gonna have to arrest you. If you got to move." And then one police officer grabbed my arm and put it behind my back. I told him, "I'm not moving. I'm not moving at all. This bus gonna go back, or you gonna take me to jail."
So did the bus go back?
The bus bagged up. It didn't have a choice because other than that, I was willing to go to jail and I'd be back out there in a little while. Because here's the thing, man. They did not. I was born in Woodlawn. They did not come to us the right way. They came to talk to us, but they didn't come to hear us. So they didn't hear the residents saying, "Hey, look, is it another way? Can we do something else?" You know, they even said that the bus is slowed down. They said, "Well, it's 50 people now coming. It's not a sense of urgency." So I said to the commissioner, "If it's not a sense of urgency, can you find another location?" And since they spent so much money into WADSWORTH, they want to use that facility, but they're going to have a problem because it's not going to be easy. And I'm going to say again, the alderman is going to be held accountable because she's speaking out of double tongue. She's welcoming them and sending her people over to welcome them. And she's saying to everybody else, I didn't know. Now she's saying she want to have a meeting for Woodlawn to welcome the migrants. Hell no. That's our tax dollars. That CTA bus that was out there trying to run me over, that CTA bus is paid by our tax dollars.
So, Brother Smith, talk to me about what are the, because they eventually got in. So what is the alternative? And you are planning on running for alderman, or not? You're running for alderman. So eventually, if you were to win, you'd have to be responsible for that. Should we be turning those people around? I mean, what is the solution at this point? Are you going to uproot them? Are you going to kick them out once they've already moved in? And is it their fault? Talk to me. I want to understand what do we do in your estimation?
Well, Mays, let me say, as I said to the news yesterday, it's not their fault. You know, they're looking for opportunity like anyone else. You know, it's not their fault. I'm not against the migrants. I'm against the process. You know, as I said on the news yesterday, they didn't work with us and they didn't hear us, and now we're not hearing them. That process is not going to be easy.
Man, well, I'm going to tell y'all what.
See, the key to it is, Mays, is transparency. The mayor and the alderman of the 20th Ward, Jeanette Taylor, has not been transparent and have not been telling the residents the truth. That they've been knowing about this a year ago. The seniors directly across the street in that senior building, they said they've been texting the mayor. They went up there, the alderman. They've been texting the alderman a year ago. They've been calling her a year ago. They went up there and talked to her a year ago about this, but she didn't take them serious, and that's the problem. Now we at this situation.
Well, look.
Believe me, I have much more things to do than be standing in front of us getting ran over or grabbed by a police officer trying to go to jail. But somebody has to do it. King went to, like I told them, they can say, you going to go to jail? I said, well, Martin Luther King went to jail. Jesse Jackson went to jail. Malcolm X went to jail. Then, if you're fighting for your people, there's going to be some consequences. Freedom ain't free.
Okay. Let me tell you what, man. When I turned on the news and I saw that, I was like, I was surprised that it was just the two of you all. But what I did see is that there was there was no residents that I saw that lived in the area that said that they were in favor of this happening. And I don't want to blame the migrants because they just getting moved around. But I do feel like this is another example of not collaborating And it's like when you don't have aldermanic prerogative, right? You can't, somebody, Tracy is saying that the zoning will change. I'm going to say that the zoning won't change because you don't have aldermanic prerogative. So thank you, Dre, for calling. And I would like to open up the phones, and I would love for Alderman Taylor to give us a call as well so we can get her perspective and her opinion. I don't want it to be perceived as though we are trying to cut anyone out. So I would like to make sure that everyone, if you're listening, please feel free to tag Alderman Taylor. She is more than welcome to call in and tell us what exactly is going on. I'm a little confused as to who sits where on what. And I am curious to know how much money. We did see Secretary Fudge come into town yesterday and say she's giving a $60 million grant to homelessness in Chicago. How much of that will be going to that group? And again, I want to encourage you all to watch the Gangs of New York. And let me just say that at this point, to me, the flag has been planted, right? The seeds are going to sprout. And I think we have to have a plan for growth in our own neighborhoods, because to me, my biggest concern is that we're going to see what I don't want to see is, that's why I want y'all to watch Gangs of New York, because eventually they're going to be integrated into the society, and they've got a strong base of people around them, so they won't be alone. But also this means to me that it could form other conflicts, and I want to make sure that the city is prepared for that, because again, it's only so many times people going to get protested going into where their house is or whatever, and then they going to start fighting back. And what I don't want to see is the creation of a new organization that is built, a social club that eventually turns into a street organization that is built on protection. So I just think we need to watch all of that and check it out. Look, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. Is anybody else on the line? Should they be blocking migrants? And I guess my thing is, it's not the migrants that we should be judging. I think it is the process, and I think it's clear that the city did not have a process that was inclusive. It was like they had the necessary meetings to cross them off the list, but I don't know that they listened. All right, y'all, anybody else on should the migrants be welcomed, or should they be protested coming in? Anybody else? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. If not, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back because we're going to talk about the mayor's races, some new spots, some new commercials. It's a lot going on, so I want to talk about it. Plus, a new poll that just came out that shows Mayor Lightfoot and Willie Wilson in the top 2 spots. We'll talk about it all when we come back.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
If you're a business professional, have you ever wanted to multitask on your way to an important meeting instead of navigating through traffic? Fellowship Fleet Limousine and Bus Company is your solution for chauffeured ground transportation. Our company provides sedans, SUVs, stretch limousines, vans, and buses for corporate travel, airport transfers, and group shuttles. If you're a corporate travel manager, individual business professional, event or meeting planner, relax. Let us take the wheel. Visit fellowshipfleet.com to book right now.
Why not Willie Wilson for mayor of Chicago? The criminals won't like Willie Wilson in the mayor's office. Fighting crime is Willie Wilson's first priority. Willie Wilson is ready to take on the criminals. Finally, Chicago, do it right. Willie Wilson for mayor.
The first day we met, a Thursday night at the club I'll never forget. Do you remember the words that I said? One night in my bed you'll never regret. And you, with your pretty brown eyes, I knew, baby, you would change my life. And you opened up my eyes to see I'm excited for our future, but I love our history. Let's throw back the beach, playing Isley Brothers in between the sheets. And now we're taking flights from London to Belize, and we're popping bottles, endless shopping sprees. Woo, still sexy as can be. I knew you're still the only one for me. Yeah, I'm feeling lucky as can be. I'm excited for our future, but I love our history. Yeah, to the day that we first met. Let's throw back. I really want to know. Let's throw back. Let's go back. Let's throw back. Let's go. I wanna throw back. Oh, come on now. We were making love. The first time we let's reminisce of the whip. We were making love. Come on now. Let's throw back. Oh, all I wanna do is throw it back. That's all I wanna do. Come on now. Let's throw back, babe. I wanna throw back, babe. Let's throw back, everybody. Let's throw back. If you love somebody, let's throw back. Talk about the love. Let's throw back. Let's throw. I wanna throw back. Reminisce on how it used to be. Oh yeah.
Back to the Mays Jackson Show.
Uh-oh, what's in it for the black people?
You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Mays Jackson. Mays Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
What's in it for the black people? Cause economically we are not equal. Waking up to lies, can't toast no more. I told y'all, yeah, this a dangerous show. Don't go to church if you ain't trying to help us. Don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies now, other politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's Mays and Riis and Ruthie and Ty, explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't trying to help us, they ain't trying to do nothing. We gotta do something, we gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect you oppressed, it's all wrong.
Wake up, Chicago. Wake up, world. This is the Mays Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mays Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis, the rule on the ones and twos. Riis, I think we're going to need both. Is that me? Oh, both. We're going to need both sides because I think we're going to do the thing. So, first of all, I want to talk about what's going on in the mayor's race again. I know we've been talking about it a lot, but I think we're getting close to crunch time. So, first of all, we got a caller. So, let's take the call before we go. Caller, we are on the Mays Jackson Show. What you calling about?
Hi, this is Katie. Good morning.
Hey, Katie.
Yes, the people in Woodlawn, the black people need to take their bills, their gas bill, their electric bill, their tax bill, their home repair bill, their food bill, their a dentist bill, because nobody can afford the dentist. I had to stop going to the dentist. Can't nobody afford the dentist. It's a lot of money. Take the dentist bill, take all the bills and take it to the mayor's desk and say, okay, you got money for that. Where is my help? Where's the help for my people? The people move out of Woodlawn. They cannot afford the rent, can't buy a home, but they want to help them. And, it's moving the people out and putting the people in the city that they want to put in. Move the black people out and let everybody else come in and take over the city. It's a political move. I think that she's going after this woman, Alderwoman, because she don't like her, and vice versa. But we have to be very watchful of what's going on. And then who's getting the money to do this? Where's the grants? Is the people in Woodlawn getting money to help over there to fix up the school? We need to know about all of that. That's what I want to say this morning. Thank you, babe.
Thank you, Katie. Let me see if I can get some audio on this. Riis, switch over real quick. You got more calls on there? Let's take the calls. Call you on the Mays Jackson Show. What should we be doing? Should the residents of Woodlawn be protesting, try to stop the migrant move-ins? Call you on the Mays Jackson Show.
Good morning, Byron here.
Byron! Talk to me, man. What's going on?
Every day this week. You got me every day this week, and you always bring up the controversial stuff first. And then later on, I can't call in because there's only one call per day per week, Oh, my God.
Well, you better do like everybody else, because they just say a different name, Byron. Just say a different name when you call in. That's all.
No, I got to play by the rules. You know what I'm saying? If I commit the crime, I got to do the time.
Oh.
I got to play by the rules.
Not today. Not in this
Man,
world. You make up your own rules.
Yeah. Hey, mate, have you ever seen the video of Chris Rock, How Not to Get Your Ass Shot by the Police?
Yes.
I mean, there's some lessons in that video that people need to take heed of. I mean, to me, I learned about that video in my CAC class, the Conceal and Carry class. I learned about that video. It was a very open-eyed thing, and I think people need to go and watch that video, show it to their kids, and move forward. Okay, now on the subject. This could all been stopped if people stop worrying about the orange man. The orange man was trying to secure the damn border. And then Danny Davis, Panther Man, and Robin Kelly, they all voted said no. Let them come in and take over all our communities and move our black folk into slavery.
You are spitting out this replacement theory. You sound like a racist, xenophobic somebody, Byron. What are you out here talking about, man?
And so be it. But man, and so be it. I don't worry about what people say about me. Cause I'm still a Negro. Okay? And I love my people. But they have to look ahead of what's coming down the pipeline. When the train is coming down the track, look for alternative routes to get out the way, to go around it, to get to where you need to go. This all could have been stopped. It's 7,000 people come across that border every day. 7,000. And of course, the people should continue to fight because it's a losing battle because it's money against people. And like you saw Pritzker, his money won against the people. And the alderman, alderwoman, she has some blame to play in this. She had to know something. She had to know an inkling of something long before this happened to warn the community to get out there and start fighting and to push her forward. She had to know. I don't give her no break. I don't care how beautiful you think she is. Just like the Kim Fox. You know what I'm saying? And tell Tyrone, I'm not against criminals because I believe what Tyrone is doing. If you do your time, you should be able to get out and get a damn job. All that stuff is behind you. You should be able to go forward, do like everybody else do after you do your time. So I'm not that bad about locking people up and keeping them locked up. But when you locked up and you get out, you should be free to do what you need to do in society and to move forward in life. And maybe I have another question though.
Uh-oh.
Are you still pursuing that Senate race?
You know, they told me how much they get paid.
The Senate seat?
They told me how much they get paid, Byron. And
okay.
Let me just tell you. So here's
no, that's cool. That's cool.
Okay, I just want to tell you.
No, I'm cool. I was praying.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
They was telling me how much that's.
Yeah, I was just praying because.
You go ahead.
Yeah, I was praying because I was hoping because you're the only person that got our back, man. I know you know. I know you hate to hear that. I know you hate that. I said to myself, what am I gonna do with myself? Because it took me 5 years. I played tennis, right? This guy I played tennis with. It took me 5 years to convert him from a Democrat to a Republican. 5 damn years. I had to keep explaining to him what socialism is and what capitalism is, and explain to him the benefits and give him examples. But it took 5 years. Our people need to get out of this thinking, one-way thinking. If we have to work with other people to get things done for us, we have to do that. Forget the orange man, the yellow man. If we can move forward as a coalition with that person, let's do it. Stop holding us back and just vote Bernie for the Democrats. The Democrats are letting all these people in to replace us. And they don't get it yet. They are doing it to replace us. Like you said, we're going to be in the bottom with the original Indians. That's where we're going to be at. And what's going to happen when you change the language from English to Spanish? What are the Negroes going to do then? It's just silly. And the last point, Maze, I listen to a lot of talk shows, national and local. And believe Willie Wilson got a lot of white votes coming his way. I'm just telling you. He's got a lot of white votes coming his way. I listen all the way down the other end. I listen to their show, and a lot of white folks come and tell me they're voting for Willie Wilson. I'm just telling you, Maze. That's why I come on the show and tell people we can win this. I know Willie's he's kind of stubborn, but I just hope he can call you and talk to the other guy to get him focused on other critical issues like education. Education is a major thing for black folks. They would love to have choice in schools. They would love to have choice. Because our reading and math scores for black folks in the state of Illinois it's horrible at $29,000 a year per student in Chicago. It's ridiculous. But we need to focus, and I'm glad that he's running ads on your show. No one else is doing ads. That means they don't like you. That's all it means. But we gotta think about ourselves and our community first. That's all I can say, Maze. But I'm sorry to hear that you're not ready for that Senate race. I had my hope. When I had $1,000 ready, I said, you know what, I can do more. You know what I'm saying? But I said, maybe don't need that money, but it's just the feeling of just doing right to have him in that position. I have no cause of just supporting you in that position, man. But I'm sorry you hear that. You said it myself. Damn, ain't no money involved.
Man,
but it really isn't that much money.
I have to move to a different district.
That's gas money for you. That's gas money.
Let me tell you, if I ran for that race, we definitely wouldn't be going to see no Beyonce. I could tell you that, unless I had to get a lobbyist to pay for it. And then I had to listen to the lobbyist for the next 3 years because I had to afford the Beyonce tickets. So now, Byron, I don't know if I'm going to still go for it, but I am going to be trying to play an important role in that space. I appreciate you, Byron. Thank you for calling. You know you got a little fan club going around here, even though they be asking what country are you originally from. You know, they be trying to go there. Byron, are you an immigrant?
No, he gone now, but yeah, no. But hey, man, Byron blacker than some of y'all on here, man. I got a chance to see him in real life, so.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't get to see.
Man, Byron blacker than you.
I can imagine because he probably African.
Byron blacker than you.
Hey, but let me I just want to put this in perspective really quickly. Riis, turn up my volume. I want to remind you of this was our senator on Meet the Press. Here we go. Turn it up. I got no more.
In every walk of life that you can imagine, we need more people. In the Senate. But I want to tell you the bottom line, and it's a cliche about our broken immigration system, is the truth. Unless and until we come together in a bipartisan fashion in the Senate particularly, and once again entertain a comprehensive immigration bill, we're just inviting trouble. Across my state of Illinois and virtually every other state, there is a desperate need for workers. Our birth rate is not keeping up with our demands for workers, and in every walk of life that you can imagine, we need more people. And there are those who want to serve this country, but we need an orderly process at the border.
Right.
To do that, we need Congress to do its part on a bipartisan basis. The Republicans complain about the situation, and it needs to be changed dramatically, but they won't engage in helping us reach any kind of solution. Virtually every other state, there is a desperate need for workers. Our birth rate is not keeping up with our demands for workers, and in every walk of life that you can imagine, we need more people. And there are those who want to serve this country, but we need an orderly process of immigration bill. We are just inviting trouble. Across my state of Illinois and virtually every other state, there is a desperate need for workers. Our birth rate is not keeping up with our demands for workers, and in every walk of life that you can imagine, we need more people. And there are those who want to serve this country, but we need an orderly process at the border. To do that, we need Congress to do its part on a bipartisan basis. The Republicans complain about the situation, and it needs to be changed dramatically, but they won't engage in helping us reach any kind of solution.
I want to play for you what the Vice President told me about her take on the border and get your comments. Take a listen.
The border is secure, but we also have a broken immigration system, in particular over the last 4 years before we came in, and it needs to be fixed.
We're going to have 2 million people cross this border for the first time ever. You're confident this border is secure?
We have a secure border in that is a priority for any nation, including ours and our administration. But there are still a lot of problems that we are trying to fix, given the deterioration that happened over the last 4 years.
You know, Senator, I understand your comment about the Republicans here, and I think there's a lot of evidence that many of them would prefer the issue for the ballot box than a solution. But Democrats don't look like they're anxious to do something. You're an exception. You're one of the few people that wants to talk about this issue and try to solve it. But you know, there's a lot of Democrats that would prefer to ignore it and hope that, hey, we'll deal with it maybe at another time. How do you fix that mindset?
There's political danger, don't get me wrong, but we faced that 8 years ago when we sat down with our Gang of 8, with John McCain, myself, and Schumer, and even Senator Graham, and came up with a comprehensive plan that was embraced by business and labor and groups across the board. We passed it in the Senate, Chuck. You'll remember that. 14 Republicans voted for it. 5 of them are still around today. And then sent it over to the House where it died. Unfortunately, the Republican leadership refused to take it up. It can be done. We can make the border safe and have a system of legal entry into the United States to work, put these people on the books, have them pay taxes, make sure we've done a background check. All of these things can be done. Are they controversial? Yeah. You bet. Some of them are very controversial, but we know we need to do it. The United States is a nation of immigrants. I'm proud to be the son of an immigrant who came to this country. But I will tell you, if we're going to do it in this era, we can't wait another 30 years to get around to a solution.
I want to pivot to a couple other things that you that are.
So I just thought it was important that we play that back. Is there any other calls on the line? Calling on the Mace Jackson Show. Should the Woodlawn residents be pro?
Hallelujah, greetings.
Hey, Mama D.
You know, Willie Wilson.
You got to keep it short.
Willie Wilson.
Go ahead.
Willie Wilson is the only one who has said put citizens first. WADSWORTH was the first school I attended at age 9 when our family moved here from Arkansas. The next step should be to file a lawsuit in federal court under the 14th Amendment for abridging the rights of citizens. No state can do that. All this sanctuary stuff is illegal. So some of them have already moved in. They need to file an injunction to keep any more from moving in. Barbara Jordan, under Bill Clinton, chaired the Immigration Committee, and she said that immigration would hurt black people because they would be competing for low-skilled jobs. So that's the next step. File a lawsuit in federal court for violation of the 14th Amendment.
Okay, that's Mama D says we need to file a lawsuit. Should the residents of Woodlawn be protesting the arrival of the migrants? Caller, you on the Mace Jackson Show. All right. Well, then that's it. That is the end of that conversation. We got a couple other things I want to talk about today. I'm running out of time as it relates to talking about the mayor's race, because I do want to get into what happened in Congress yesterday. Because Salim says, Mays, Ilhan Omar got kicked off of the Foreign Relations Committee. At the same time, so did Mike Quigley. And I think that there was some interesting things in that I want to break down. But I do want to show you a couple new TV spots and let you know that there's a new poll out put together by, hold on, let me get it. The new poll by 1983 Labs, which is a new polling company. And it says that Lori Lightfoot, their sample ballot of 554 voters, January 23rd through January 27th, has Mayor Lori Lightfoot with 16.26% of the vote, Willie Wilson with 13.86%, Paul Vallis with 10.23%, and Brandon Johnson with 9.36%, putting Chuy Garcia at 746. It's placing Willie Wilson second. So that's interesting and within the margin of error. What it also reveals is that, in my estimation, Chuy Garcia, who was the front runner, is falling off, and by putting Brandon Johnson in 4, it shows somewhat that he is surging. To make the proof that this could possibly be something, we just saw this commercial released yesterday by Chuy Garcia. Riis, turn me up on the computer, and we're going to play Chuy Garcia's latest commercial.
Republicans pushing to ban all abortions.
Let's go
Here
back.
in Chicago, we have...
Let's start from the beginning. This is Chuy Garcia's latest TV spot.
It's happening across the country. Republicans pushing to ban all abortions. Here in Chicago, we have to protect our rights. But Paul Vallis won't, because Vallis is a Republican.
I'm more of a Republican than Democrat. Just fundamentally, I oppose abortion.
Chicago deserves someone they can count on. Chuy Garcia will keep fighting to expand access to reproductive health care, because women's rights should be protected, not taken away. We can trust Chuy Garcia to protect our rights. It's happening across the country. Republicans pushing to ban all abortions. Here in Chicago, we have to protect our rights. But Paul Vallis won't, because Vallis is a Republican.
I'm more of a Republican than Democrat. Just fundamentally, I oppose abortion.
Chicago deserves someone they can count on. Chuy Garcia will keep fighting to expand access to reproductive health care, because women's rights should be protected, not taken away. We can trust Chuy Garcia to protect our rights.
Do we believe we can trust Chuy Garcia? But what that tells me, Riis, who do you think that commercial, what does the commercial say to you? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. I believe that the commercial shows that Chuy knows he's behind Paul Vallis and he's not attacking the mayor, right? So Chuy, in my estimation, now I've heard reports that Chuy is even showing himself at the bottom of the race. Now let me see. According to some of my sources, Chuy's internal polls show Vallis as number 1, Lightfoot as 2, Wilson as 3, Johnson as 4, and Chuy Garcia as 5. That's coming from Chuy's camp, low key. So the challenge becomes for Chuy, who started out as the front runner, and I've been saying he's been dropping like a brick to me, is now he is trying to become the second place. So check it out. So Chuy, in my estimation, has fallen out of the front runner spot. Can we all agree that he's had a lackluster performance thus far? And I want to know, do you think he's still the front runner? Like, I think people started out, but I would show you, like, looking back at the Cranes debate, it was clear that, to me, Chuy did not really want to be there. And I'll play some of the stuff back as it relates to Chuy Garcia as well. But if you look at that poll, it seems that now Chuy has to start taking on Paul Vallis to be able to try to climb into the spot. He's going to have a challenge coming against Willie Wilson, right? Because he's still trying to be the Harold Washington candidate. In the meantime, Paul Vallis keeps releasing commercials that are just whacking the hell out of the mayor. And to me, the person surging is Brandon Johnson. But does he have enough steam? Now, just check this out, though. Y'all want to see a killer? This also tells me that dark money has entered into the game as well. Riis, turn me up in my headphones because I want y'all to see the latest commercial that I saw. Now, this doesn't come from any specific campaign. It's coming from a political action committee that we'll identify at the end. But bear with me. Here we go. Check out the video now. Oops.
Chicago's children are the future. We trust City Hall to provide the best possible education for them. But the mayor's office sees your children as an easily exploitable source of free labor. The mayor was caught trying to enlist Chicago school children as volunteers for her floundering campaign. Not only did the Chicago Teachers Union denounce this as unethical, but the City Inspector General and Board of Ethics are now investigating. Chicagoans have had enough of corruption and shady dealings from our elected officials, and exploiting our children in public schools is unacceptable. Politicians have no right to enlist public school students as their campaign pawns. Call City Hall. Tell them our children are students, not political hacks.
Paid for by Americans for a Safer and Better Tomorrow PAC. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. That was a deep one, Riis. They have exploited the fact that the mayor has... They're exploiting the fact of the mayor's CPS deal. And what that says to me is, you see why it says it's not paid, not authorized by any candidate or any candidates committee. It seems to me that this is the time when now what is happening is the mayor is getting pummeled. They're getting ready to start to beat her out. Like, she's got this ad potentially running now for the next 3 weeks as she goes into exploiting the situation. And Riis, I want to tell you, she's running out of money, right? Remember I told you her campaign commercials are now split, where she was running straight Chewy Garcia's a bad guy commercials, but in the meantime, they're beating her down. Now, this is a dark money PAC, which means that the donors to this PAC are unidentified. But if you can imagine this money, we don't know how much money they're going to put against this, going against the mayor at the same time as she's trying to come up. Let me play it one more time, Riis, and I want y'all to check it out. And then we got calls on the line? Then I want to take your calls. Give us a call, 872-259-7474.
Chicago's children are the future. We trust City Hall to provide the best possible education for them. But the mayor's office sees your children as an easily exploitable source of free labor.
She sees your children as slaves. An exploitable source of free labor? Whoa, that's some loaded language.
The mayor was caught trying to enlist Chicago school children as volunteers for her floundering campaign. Not only did the Chicago Teachers Union denounce this as unethical, but the City Inspector General and Board of Ethics are now investigating. Chicagoans have had enough of corruption and shady dealings from our elected officials, and exploiting our children in public schools is unacceptable. Politicians have no right to enlist public school students as their campaign pawns. Call City Hall. Tell them our children are students, not political hacks.
That was a deep one, boy. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Then I don't know if y'all saw, but Brandon Johnson released a new ad yesterday. I think the whole game plan right now is anybody but Lightfoot. And it seems as though the challenge is first of all, I'm curious to know who you think ran that ad. Who is that ad supporting? You think that was Chewy? You think that was CTU? Or do you think that was Paul Vallis? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. I got some suspicions on it, but I'd love to know what your thoughts are. Caller, you on the Mays Jackson Show.
Mays Jackson.
Yes, sir. Who's this?
Ricky Hollywood Henry.
Ricky! What's going on, man? Ricky, it's getting hot out there. I saw that new poll, man. Got your man in a virtual time with the mayor, boy. I don't know who this 1983 firm is, but I know y'all seem to be creeping on the come up. And I'm going to tell you, every time I turn on the TV right now, like, Willie Wilson be like, in every commercial break, it'd be 3 Willie Wilson commercials in the break. I think he's squeezing everybody out the space. What's going on, Hollywood?
That's why we partied yesterday. Let me put it like that. This group, this is the first independent poll, not tied to any candidate. Willie didn't pay for it. No special interest group. I know people who know these people who called me. They with Lori. They called me and said it's a first legitimate numbers in 2 polls, 2 weeks in a row. And in the second week, Brandon Johnson is fading. Cranes had Brandon at 30%. You reported about it. Had Willie at 5%. We didn't panic. We knew what our internal polls were showing us. We just didn't release it because Willie don't believe in polls. He believes in the people. And Willie is in a dead heat with Lori Lightfoot. I told you Chewy was fading. You know? And this was before, Willie said, I don't respond to kids, and had his best debate performance thus far. We are surging. Really. Willie is going to be Willie and Lori. People need to make their mind up. Or it's going to be Willie and Ballot. People need to make their mind up because the other people ain't nowhere close. And some of them called me yesterday, oh, you can't believe polls. I said, you believed them last week. When your candidate was up, you was like, oh, polls are there. It's accurate. Now, all of a sudden, when Willie Wilson is up there at tied for first, they don't want to believe it. Well, we shall see. And we're leaving the door open, Mays, for all of those other black candidates, also Reds, which they will end up being, to come back home. We're not going to be bitter. We're not going to close the door. We want unity. And Willie is keeping the door open. He talks to all of them. He don't even tell y'all about them conversations. They still calling him to this day, saying, "Can we work together? And if I don't make it, you know how these calls go, man."
So hold on. So then we gonna wait for J Mal to record one. We gonna wait. We should probably call J Mal up and see if he got. Or did y'all stop talking to him?
Well, let me put it like this. He made a call. I ain't take the call. He didn't call me, but he made a call after he said that horrible stuff about Dr. Wilson and got slapped down. He made a call. Whether they took it or not, I ain't going to say. But everybody needs to know that if Willie is blessed and we put him over the top, he's going to keep the door open for all of them. Even Sawyer. Sawyer is polling right now under the right ends and none of the above. When you under the right end, you need to just get out. But he's not because of that ballot money or whatever. But we're going to still leave the door open for Ron, because we do need to get there. We do need unity. Voting starts in 2 weeks. So any of these people who ain't in the double digits, they ain't going to be able to get there. It's cold outside. They don't have no campaign. And Lori does have money now, May. She got some money from somewhere because she now has yard signs and is doing an aggressive campaign to try to pull it out.
So let me just say this, though, Willie. Not Willie, Ricky. But the thing that I noticed, when you say she's got money, I think that's field money, right? But I don't know that she has the money. Now, I hear Fred Eichner and Laura Ricketts and all of them are trying to rally up the billionaires to give her some money, especially from the LGBT community. But what I'm noticing, Ricky, is that, and we ran into this, right? She's now splitting she's doing a 50-50 ad, right? Where she, like, it used to be, Chewy Garcia's the puppet, and she would do it, and then it would be all bad about Chewy Garcia. Now it's Chewy Lori, right. So it's a 15-15, which tells me that she doesn't have the money to necessarily run a full 2-track campaign, but I also believe that, what's his name? Chewy Garcia has been knocked out of the top slot, right? He's no longer the front runner, and I would tell you that I believe he's now probably in 4th place. And so now that ad that she has needs to be effectively run against, she now needs to switch to go after Vallis, because I do think that and Willie Wilson, so that she can still stay in the top 3.
She's going after Willie. They just put out a whole bunch of those new billboards, calling Willie a Republican and all this and all that with Lori's picture on there. They're going after Willie because they know that it's Willie and Lori, not Vallis and Lori. So you'll see they're gonna go after Willie. Here comes the dark money after Willie. They're gonna call him everything but a child of God. He's trying to buy votes, and Willie said he got another giveaway. He said he'd rather lose than stop helping poor people. On the migrants, Willie is the only one that stood up there and said the migrants should not be forced in the black community. One reason Jeanette Taylor is playing her hand a certain way because she's with Brandon, and Brandon is with the migrants being able to move into the black community. So is the Taylor. That's why we with Maddox. Andre Smith is trying to pimp. So
Okay,
Willie stood up and
up
said,
on Andre on our show. Go ahead.
I
got you, Ricky. You're beating up on the show.
Attack Ricky.
Huh?
The man attacked me.
Y'all keep that in the chat. In the chat.
I'm just saying, Vallis has bought some folks, and Andre has admitted that he's endorsing Vallis over all these black candidates that need to be out there. Just like people endorse Katie over Kerry. It needs to be out there that Brandon and Sawyer and Sophia and Vallis endorse Katie. Then people need to know, man. So I'm done with that.
Okay.
But we're surgeon. Vallis didn't endorse Katie?
No, he didn't. He did not.
Okay, well, I'm wrong on that one. I'll take that one back. But I know them blacks did. So the point is, people who didn't want to believe us when we were saying Willie ain't faded no down or no 5 points. We know we're going to win every black ward.
And so does the mayor.
Need to know, yes, you got.
Man, you got to get that audio. You got to ask for the audio from the editors roundtable, because she talked about Willie Wilson. To me, as a black man sitting there, I was so offended. And obviously I had to be somewhat neutral, but she was so offensive to Dr. Wilson. And it's like, ma'am, you bit everything that he did. You bit everything that he did. So, man, Ricky, I appreciate your call.
And he gave her $30,000+ and took her around to the black churches saying, don't forget about her being LGBTQ+ or whatever. Don't even look at that Christians or whatever. It's about getting a good mayor. Willie did that. He put his whole thing on the line for her, and she stabbed him in the back. So we understand, and we ain't go, and you ain't seen one ad where Willie is beating up Lori or Chewy or Brandon or Vallis, because that ain't in his nature. He's just gonna run a positive campaign, and it's in the voters' hands and God's hands. We're gonna let it do what it do. But I'm glad that independent polls finally came out, because it was driving me crazy, Maze. But Willie wouldn't do a poll. He said, I don't care. It's going to be up to the people. And now it's looking good. And these same people are now saying, oh, don't trust the polls, don't trust the polls. Yeah, because now you seeing that your guy ain't first or second. And Chewy done dropped all the way. He might be behind Brandon at this point.
I think he is behind Brandon. I think that if y'all would have went to the Cranes debate, y'all would have seen him. He looked completely disengaged. Maybe I'll play some of the commercials, some of the stuff I recorded. All right, MC Ricky D, we appreciate your call, man. All right, we got one more call, and then I'm going to get into this Ilhan Omar, and then 8 o'clock, y'all, we talking about Beyonce. What's up, Carly, on the Maze Jackson Show?
Yo, what's up, Maze? This is Harold.
Harold E.K. Williams. What up, dog? How you feeling?
Yeah, it is I. I'm going to say that the commercial that they just did on the mayor, that practice has been going on for years. Having, students, if they are interested in politics, you can volunteer. Reaching out to the city colleges. And I know for a fact, because when Obama was running and I was at Olive Harvey, man, they sent information. Hey, anyone interested in politics, you can do this. Whatever. So I don't think that commercial is really going to stick. I just think that they're just flipping the table, just turning the tables or whatever. So it really ain't that bad. But what I am shocked that I didn't see Willie Wilson or Sawyer at over at Malcolm X when they had a debate regarding reparations, and these two folks put money in and helped support the whole reparation through Chicago. And the fact that they wasn't there, you know, to me, it's kind of like distasteful. It's kind of like are y'all trying to play to white folks to show, you know, I don't know, man. I just want to put that out there. So.
Okay. I'm going to tell you, I appreciate that call. I think Willie has put his money where his mouth is, right? So I think before anybody go crazy on Willie for not being at the reparations, I think Willie Wilson put more money into the reparations cause than pretty much anybody that we know. I think when it comes to who else didn't come, the mayor told you she gave you reparations. We should have known that because she told us at the Black Media Roundtable that reparations was Invest Southwest. And I think as it relates to the mayor's practice of what the commercial that ran for the mayor, I think that it's a difference between the person that's in charge of the agency calling you. Olive Harvey and Senator Barack Obama asking for volunteers is college engagement. But when you are calling the people that work for you and telling them that you want them to work, then you think your job could be in jeopardy. And I do think that it is not the reality, it is the perception. And we don't live in the same world. I think there's a lot of things that we used to do that if you did them now, you would get canceled for. And that's the same thing that happened in that space. All right, y'all, this is the Mace Jackson Show. We're going to take I'm going to not take a quick break. I just want to point out two things very quickly that happened nationally. First, Representative Mike Quigley, who has been a stalwart on the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, Intelligence Committee, was removed by Hakeem Jeffries. The story said, and Lynn Sweet said he was shocked and disappointed that he was not allowed to continue. Now, recognize that the reason he was on, not the reason, but one of the big things about the Intelligence Committee in the world that we live in kept Representative Quigley on the news and as one of the top spokespeople in the country. But what happened, Riis, was he did not support even when you know somebody gonna win and you decide to go against them anyway, right? So everybody knew that Hakeem Jeffries was gonna be the next leader. Nancy Pelosi had deemed it so; she had set it up, and Mike Quigley, in his white privilege, decided that he was going to support another white guy, knowing that Hakeem Jeffries was gonna win. So then, when he won. You know, like Riis, if I beat you, you went against me, I beat you, and you had a chance to be with me, and I said to you, "Okay, come be on my team," and you said no, do you think I let you keep your same spot, or do I give it to somebody who was with me? That is an interesting scenario because what you find oftentimes is white folks tend to undermine black people in power, whether it's passive-aggressive or aggressively, and then want the same privileges back because they think that they're smarter or they know better or they're the smartest person and nobody can do it besides them. You need me, Negro. And so I was elated, even though it shrinks our power in Congress. I was happy to see that this was one of the very first times that I saw a black leader who led white people but wasn't convinced that you have to do what the white folks say to stay in your spot. So shout out to Hakeem Jeffries. I thought it was tremendous that Mike Quigley lost the spot, did not get the waiver, really because, again, if you didn't support him, why should he support you to be able to do what you do while you taking wax and while you get to get all the shine? Why should he provide you shine when you tried to take him down? The other thing is Ilhan Omar got voted off of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. I got to tell you, Ilhan Omar is a Somalian immigrant from Minnesota and Muslim. I don't think any of those things should disqualify her from being on the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. She's been a vocal critic of Israel, which is what they used to kick her off. But I got to tell you, anytime I see Representative Ilhan Omar, it's very rare that she is on the side of the United States. And regardless of how you feel about the United States, if you are a member of Congress and you are on one of the highest ranking committees, you, in my estimation, I'm not saying you got to be supportive of Israel, but I do hear her being very supportive of people that have caused harm to the United States. Not to say the United States hasn't caused harm to them. But like if you on the war squad, you can't be soft on the war squad, right? You can't be on Riis, you can't be on my team and you the warlord, but you like, actually we used to have bros that when it would be time to have a fight, they was like our diplomats, they was cool with everybody. But what we knew was when it was time to have a fight, we wasn't listening to them. They didn't get no vote on that. They was on the peace committee. They wasn't on the fight committee. Like it was the guys that was going to have a fight, and then it's going to be the people that clean it up. And so it was, to me, it made 100% sense. And Democrats, but what Democrats tried to do was make it a racial issue as compared to an American issue. Now, I know we all got issues with America. I do. But after I saw Black Hawk Down, right, I don't know that Ilhan Omar's should be on the committee that represents us in the world affairs. Yep. And so, Salim, I know you I think she should be gone. And I think when you look at what has happened to the black people in public housing in Minnesota and the Somalians don't claim us. They be like, we ain't black. Don't call me black. Matter of fact, they identify with more Arab and they don't like necessarily us. And it's like, but the challenge is we all get roped together in these things. So we rope together with the Somalians and the Somalians like, man, we ain't them niggas. Don't put us in that same group. And so I did think it was good that she got put off because I do feel as though she has not been, if we trying to look tough, you can't be in the background being like, nanny, nanny, boo, boo. If the tough squad is the tough squad, you got to present tough. You can't be in the meeting and we trying to have a vote and you voting against us in the world affairs. So, sorry. That's all I got to say. All right. Now, when we come back, Riis, you ready? You got your helmet? Got your boots? Because I think we're going to catch some incoming fire on this one. But we are going to talk about, when we come back, the Beyonce concert is coming to Chicago. You think it'll be the biggest event of the summer? Could be. But what we want to talk about is them ticket prices. Who's paying for the tickets? Who got them yesterday, Riis? I did a post on my personal page. Now, mind you, it was just for fun and games. I was just funning. And Riis, I said my post was, fellas, what side of the menu are the Beyonce tickets on? Riis, if you would have seen the responses to this question from the brothers, I just think some of the sisters should probably take some clues. I think people was like, hold on, what you talking about? So when we come back, we are going to talk about this Beyonce concert from the perspective of men and from the perspective of women. So fellas, you can call anonymously because I know you probably got things to say. Let me be the bad guy. I'll just read the comments and I'll say a lot of things that were said in the group chat. I'll be the bad guy. Okay, I'm going to play the bad guy. And then, ladies, please feel free to give us a response as well. Look, y'all, when we come back, we are going to talk about the Beyonce concert from a men's perspective and a woman's perspective and how it goes. We'll talk about it more when we come back after these messages. This is The Mays Jackson Show.
The Mays Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break. Mays Jackson.
Tune in to The Mays Jackson Show every day, Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 a.m. where you can catch us on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Plus, From 6:30 to 8, you can get us on WBGX 1570 AM. That's right, it's the Mays Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them, Mays said. We out of here. Peace.
Disney on Ice presents Frozen and Encanto in one exciting family experience. Sing along with Anna and Elsa in wintry Arendelle. And celebrate the power of love. Y Familia with Mirabel and Bruno in the show everyone will be talking about. Live in your hometown. Playing Chicagoland from January 19th through February 5th. Free parking with ticket purchase. Visit DisneyOnIce.com today.
Willie Wilson for mayor of Chicago. The violence in Chicago must stop. Willie Wilson pledges real action to do that. A revised police structure, 4 superintendents, more accessible to their neighborhoods, providing faster communication and concentration of resources. Willie Wilson pledges more integrated police patrols to increase community, confidence, and cooperation. Willie Wilson's pledge will make Chicago safer. Finally, Chicago, do it right. Willie Wilson for mayor.
My name is Chris Levy, and I'm working hard to become your next 5th Ward Alderman. As a lifelong Chicagoan, I chose the historic 5th Ward as my home and a place to raise my family. This means I have a vested interest in our safety and prosperity. But we need a change, and I'm the best candidate for the job. I'm not a career politician, but a motivated citizen who cares and would do whatever it takes to restore our community to greatness. My name is Chris Levy, and I want to drive change. Please punch 60 and vote for me for 5th Ward Alderman. My name is Chris Levy, and I approve this message.
Back to the Mays Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Mays Jackson. Mays Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Ty Stroger, I am the host of the Mays Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Mays said. Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts. Man, Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Lenders give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson, and this is the time I've been looking forward to. The fellas was like, Maze, you got to talk about it. You got to talk about it. Bring it up. Bring it up. Maze, talk about it. Talk about it. Maze, bring it up. Bring it up. Bring it up. I was like, fellas, why y'all want me sleeping on the couch? They was like, man, didn't you say you had to sleep on the couch during the election season? You used to sleeping on the couch. I got things I need to say, brothers need to say, but they can't say them. So, Maze, we want you to be the representative. So today, I am going to be the representative of the black male delegation. Riis, we were trying to wrap up the show on Wednesday when Tennille rudely interrupted and said, did y'all know that Beyonce is going on tour? Riis and black women across the country began making plans for a tour coming to Chicago in July. Yes, Beyonce Carter Knowles is planning on having a concert right here. She's going on world tour. And so, Riis, they announced first that there was going to be a July 22nd concert. After the July 22nd concert, then yesterday they announced, after y'all got all hype, spent your money, did whatever, then they announced that there was going to be a concert on the 23rd. I think we called that here. I think we said there's going to be 2 shows, because it's always 2 shows. But they got to do one so they could gauge the awareness, because if they can't sell out the first one, then they can't make $4 million or $5 million on the concert. So, Riis, then I did some tickles and giggle research. You know me. Because I wanted to know what the prices were. And so, Riis, I'm going to very quickly place on the screen the ticket pricing for Beyonce at Soldier Field. So if you want to sit in the upper level section 431, Riis, those tickets are $551 each. That's minus the Ticketmaster fees. That's minus all the good stuff. If you want to sit in, let's say, so I got you on the screen. I'm going through the seating chart. So if you want to sit in the nosebleeds, but hold on, depending on where you want to sit in the nosebleeds. Because check it out. If you want to sit directly back in the nosebleeds, those tickets are $2,294. Now, if you want, that's the 300 section. That's the 321 section, right? You want to sit in the 400 section, $754. If you want to sit in the 200s, which is the blues, they start at $1,400 per ticket. Let's see if I can find a cheaper one. Up $1,500, $1,800, $1,900, $2,396. That's 200 level. That Riis is the 200 level. That means you one set down from the bottom. Okay? Now, Riis, if you want to sit around the 100 level of tickets, they start at $2,900. Let me see how cheap I can get. You can get a $1,600 ticket. You can get a $2,600 if you straight back. Now, if you want to sit on the side, you can get $1,600 ticket, right? Crappy seats. Now, if you want to get on the ground, at the very, 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 very back. Now, Riis, I want you to remember, Soldier Field is flat. So if you got a floor seat all the way in the back, those tickets, Riis, are going for upwards of $4,640. Okay? Now, you want to get closer? You want to get closer to the little circle where she gonna perform? Because you know, Riis, she got the stage, and then she has the walkout circle thing where she come out and do a thing. If you want to sit on the outside of the circle, you can get those tickets for $4,685. Okay. And if you want to sit in the ring, Reese, up to 8, what they call it, the Club Renaissance, which I bet you they ain't even got no seats. I bet you got to stand up. Up to $8,120 per ticket. Want to sit close to the stage? $4,685. Reese. Now somebody saying these are resale tickets, but you know the way it worked these days, because I went to Ticketmaster, and you know Ticketmaster buy up all the tickets, and then they make you pay the markup. Okay? Now, let's just call those resale ticket prices. Let's take $1,000 off of everything. Let's take it, but I'm telling you now, the tickets up in that's $500. No, I don't think these ticket prices are that far off. Reese, who can afford to buy these tickets? And what we know is that the tickets are already going to be sold out because they had show number 2. They made people pre-register up to 10:30 yesterday. Now, my question becomes, let's start here. Reese, who buying them tickets? Who? Because, and the 5, I want to be clear. I've paid $500 to see Jay-Z. I've paid $500 to go to Super Bowl. But I want to understand who is buying those tickets. I get the $500 tickets. I think I get that. But when you start getting into the $1,800 per ticket, not a ticket, not 2 per. When you get to the $2,250 per ticket, not 2, 1. When you get to the $4,860 per ticket, not 1. When you get to the $8,850 ticket, Reese, who buying them tickets? What do you think the percentage of male to female purchasers will be? Let's back up. First of all, do you think it's going to be the biggest event of the summer, or will Janet Jackson beat her?
Janet Jackson won't beat her, but
Janet Jackson going to have a nice show, but she out at Tinley Park.
Yeah, I saw that too.
So Janet is clearly not Beyonce level at this point. Like, we just going for reminiscing. So I got a few things. One, how will it affect the ticket pricing for all the other stuff? Like, so what does this mean for the Hyde Park Brewfest? What does this mean for Chosen Few? And what does this mean for the Silver Room Block Party?
Well, the Hyde Park already put their tickets out pre-sale.
Right, but if you got to make, how much was the Hyde Parks?
200, I think.
So now let me ask a question.
2 days. If you get it right now, 200 for 2 days.
Who they got?
Is the lineup ain't been put out yet.
So hold on. So I don't know who coming. This ain't no shade, but I don't know who coming, and I gotta pay $2,000 for some Beyonce tickets. Reese, I gotta ask: should they be reconsidering their pricing? Do you think that Beyonce will impact everybody else's prices? Because right now, there's some woman somewhere saying, like, Dad, you want me to spend $200 now, and that's the pre-event time? So if that's the pre-event ticket price, pre-sale, with no lineup, that means the other one's got to be $3 to $5. $500? I don't know, Reese. I think somebody's going to be in trouble. Somebody's going to take an L here. What about Silver Room? How much are they tickets? 25? They might be straight. Chosen Few, you know the house heads gonna house. But the house heads got disposable income because they got some money, they got some jobs, right? So they probably can figure it out. But I do think this ticket pricing is an issue. But I have a feeling, Reese, that it's gonna sell out. Think it's not gonna sell out? It's Beyonce. So tell me, first of all, give me a call, 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. Are you going to see Beyonce, and are you willing to pay the pricing to see it? Are the prices too high? I'm curious. I'm going to start there, and then I want to ask you, for one day, how much would you be willing to spend to see Beyonce? So I'm going to start there. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. But since we're here, I'm going to throw this out here. In my estimation, Riis, most of those tickets will not be sold to women. Those tickets will be sold to men who are trying to impress women. If you have a significant other, will you expect that you will get tickets? And is it a split the tickets? Or does your significant other, like if you're dating and you have a female and you got a woman, a girlfriend, is she right to ask you to go to the Beyonce concert?
If it's her favorite artist, then yeah, she is. Like, if that's her favorite artist, like, you know, like if Jay-Z come and tickets was like that, you know, Carrie be like, you know, it's his favorite artist. You know what I'm saying?
Don't put Carrie in.
I'm just saying.
Don't put Carrie. Keep yourself. Keep it.
I'm just saying. I'm just giving like an example. So yeah, like, yeah. So yeah.
So, give us a call, 872. So, Riis, is that your lady's favorite artist?
No, my lady is white with black skin.
Okay,
yeah,
so she gonna pay. You gotta pay the what's old girl name?
No, she gonna see Ed Sheeran and all that. Like
Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran. Like she goes.
Okay, we got married to Ed Sheeran. Like people fall in love in mysterious ways. All right. So Riis, I posed this question because here's what I do know. It's gonna be a lot of fellas that's gonna be on the hook at that concert. It's gonna be a lot of fellas, Riis. It's going to be a lot of fellas on the hook at that concert. So I asked the question yesterday to the brothers, right? And then it created a whole nother little side group chat because people didn't want to speak on it, right? They was like, man, dog, that's a great question. And it turned into this crazy, ridiculous group chat of people talking, etc. So I posed the question yesterday, Riis, and I was just trying to be funny. Fellas, what side of the menu are the Beyonce tickets on? Now you know what that's fun, Riis. Remember he said, who was the comedian that said, now you know you on the effing side of the menu, right? Now you probably can't say that these days, but I am curious to know, because I think that the reality is the men will wind up paying for these tickets. I really believe that. So when I asked the fellas, what side of the menu are the Beyonce tickets on, I'm going to read some of these responses. Because the brothers was off the chain. Because here's the thing. Are you obligated to get the tickets if they... What if it ain't their favorite artist? What if they just say, I want to go see Beyonce? Are you going to say no? Riis, you saying no? And what does your lady say if you say no? Well, what if it was her favorite artist and you said, man, I just don't got it? Or like, I just can't fathom spending $500 on a ticket.
Right there.
So,
like, $500. I mean, if we had it, if you got it, and if 500 look like 50, then okay.
Who does 500 look like 50 to? That we know.
Some people.
If you ain't jamming,
I'm gonna say it's a few small but few.
500 looks like 50. Okay, so let me tell you some of the responses of the brothers when I said, fellas, what side of the menu are the Beyonce tickets on? Can I read some of these responses? Will y'all be okay with that? These are not my responses. I'm reading responses from other people. Somebody said the teabag side. This sounds like week 304 Wednesday already, don't it? Like these were the first ones. These was even the good guys. The side with extra perks. You can see some of these memes. Somebody said that's some market price-ish. Somebody said, no questions asked. It's on the if you have to ask side. Somebody said swing from the chandelier side. Let's go back. This was foul, but I'm going to read it anyway. It's actually in the middle of those legs before and immediately following the concert side. Alan Bryson with the safe answer. The we's married now side. You buy Beyonce tickets for a woman that don't have your last name? Bruh. Let me see what else we got on here. Then you had Now King said, I'm so glad I don't like her enough to sit through a concert because what I'm not about to do is the things in these comments. Some brother said, you know what side of the menu this is. Oak Summer said, bring 2 friends. Heck, it's probably the mom and daughter Bobby Womack side of the menu.
I like that one. I like that one.
Michael Aaron Saunders said, the streaming and YouTube said, unless you're my wife. Howard said, ain't even on the menu, solo dolo. Talay said, these are not my comments. At least a foursome that includes her cute cousin and her line sister. Lemon said, I'm going to need a month pass for that one. What is a month pass?
Like a hall pass.
What's a hall pass? What's that?
Like when you can like go outside when you allow your significant other to like go outside.
And go outside and do what?
Keep reading.
Okay. Pamela said now this smart woman, the wake up everybody, no more sleeping on the bad side of the bed menu. That was a woman's choice. Look, and the brothers was like, wait a minute. What woman was that? Let's see. Tehran Barnes said the Dubai Prince side level. If you know, you know. Lee said you buy your wife or lady 2 tickets, instant approval on the 7-day guy trip out of the country. No question, but did you enjoy yourself? It's worth the money. Look, Byron said, okay, I'll say it, but stuff, a lot, mostly. James Washington said something strange for the change. Let me see. Chemo said the don't you say no tonight side. Man, fam. For $2,000, it need to be don't say no for like
That's
2
why
months.
I told you. I'm checking calendar. You said you go on when toward the end of the month? Nah, shorty, that's on the 22nd. That's chances right there. No.
Let me see who else we got on here. The chapter 13 side. I don't know what the chapter 13 side is. That was a deep one. Definitely. Okay, hold on.
I was gonna say I'm in a bind Nate side. You know what I'm talking about?
The what?
I'll set it off. I'm in a bind Nate. That's who they better call. That's who they better tell Nate they in a bind.
Sean Horton said, bang, bang, bang. He used the you got the coordinate. What's my man John Witherspoon? He got the bang, 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 bang. Let me see what else. David Blackman said threesomeville. Dang, man, y'all went hard. I just did the most relevant. See, Riis, I think in this Beyonce land, I think there's a disconnect between the women and the men, if that makes sense. Because I think most women are going to be like, I want to go. And I don't think they have to really worry about the cost. But I guess my question is, what should a man buy the tickets? Or do you clown him for buying tickets if he bought the tickets for his lady? And should there be, like, is that a quid pro quoable thing? And at what level of quid pro quo is it? Like, does the man get a reward for the tickets? Or is it, man?
You get to be on my Snapchat, you know. I get to post pictures of us going out looking all cute. What you mean? Yeah, me and Bae, he's incredible. Get you a Bae like me. Best Bae in the whole wide world.
Is that enough?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess my question is, what, like, is there a recognizable value for somebody purchasing those tickets? And is there any obligation? Now, I'm going to tell you, if my daughter talked to me about she was buying some Beyonce tickets, if she said she wanted to go to Beyonce, I'd be like, how you getting the tickets? And holla at Dad.
In the buying, Nate. That's all I keep hearing in my head.
Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Ladies, if your man buy you Beyonce tickets, will you go above and beyond for him? Or is it just a thing he should do anyway to make you happy? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Anybody on the line, Riis? Callers, you're on the Maze Jackson Show. What's up, caller?
Hey.
Hey, what's up, caller? Who this is?
This is Tia.
Hey, Tia, how you doing? Talk to me about these Beyonce tickets. First of all, do you expect your man to get them? And if your man get the tickets, is it special? Do you owe him something? Not owe him something, but you know. Well, talk to me about these Beyonce tickets and what you gonna do to get your money to go to them tickets? Get them tickets, or if you want.
Well, I'm sitting here with Mario. He the one told me to call you. And he told me to go easy on you because you're talking about my Beyonce.
Yo Beyonce. So Mario, you calling for Mario, and do Mario got to buy the tickets?
I'm not calling for him. He told me to be nice to you.
Okay, talk to me.
So here's my issue. I feel like if Beyonce was white, we wouldn't even be having this conversation.
What?
Like, I don't think white people had these kind of discussions about Madonna tickets or Elton John tickets or anything like that. My thing is, I feel like we tend to talk about black people moving through society normally as some type of, anomaly or freak of nature.
So,
just like that.
Go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish.
Like they point out, black football players' salary 20 times during the game. Like, we don't do that with white people.
So
I don't feel it's fair.
I'm not tripping on Beyonce charging the prices. I'm talking about the people who got to pay for the tickets, right? Like, and you know how you saying again. So my thing is, are you buying the tickets or is somebody else buying the tickets?
I think it's a service that should be paid like every other service we get in the country.
No. So I got you. So are you buying the tickets or is your significant other buying the tickets? Let's get there. Get to that point. Beyonce. No. We talking. This is what's in it for the black people media. Now, what we are trying to get to right now is. So is you buying the tickets or is your man buying the tickets?
I would buy the tickets for the whole community. She's worth it.
Okay.
Like, she's just that good. I think everybody in the country should buy the tickets.
So you working overtime?
She's
How far are you going to get the tickets? Well, where you going to get the tickets? You make a lot of money?
People don't have money. We got money.
Huh?
We paying $8,000, $10,000 for plastic surgery and stuff. That ain't nothing. You act like we all broke or something. Like they do people in Africa. Like everybody over there with swollen bellies and stuff.
Oh, dang.
We got money.
Okay. So where you sitting? What tickets you buying? What level?
I'm going to be backstage. Like, I just don't come for my girl like that. If she wanted to charge $20,000 for a concert, she has every right to do that. And it shouldn't even be talked about. It should be a given that she deserves that shit. Is she good? I'm sorry, a good enough for that.
I think she is. I guess my question is, who though is buying? So you go into a different space. I think Beyonce knows her worth. She can charge whatever she wants. But I guess my question is, who's responsible for purchasing the tickets?
I hear your question. I'm gonna let you finish, and I ain't gonna answer the question, but I'm telling you,
because Mario sitting around like, ask him, because Mario probably called me up and say something. Mario, you buying the tickets, dog, or is she buying the tickets? Cause she talking real swaggy with your money, dog. Where y'all sitting?
No, bro, don't drag me into this, man.
No, don't be a punk.
I'm sitting here, I'm minding my own business, brother.
You looking at your
Reis, don't be jumping on me, man. Come on now.
Mario, you looking at your Uber. You like, I gotta sign up for the Uber app. I gotta work extra days.
How many white girls gotta talk about do they gotta put out to go to Taylor Swift concert? I mean, come on now.
Wait, and I didn't say put out. I didn't say put out. Like you said, I just read what the comments was. And this is yin and yang. I just want y'all women.
Who is it all like?
Mario.
Dang.
Mario.
Can we get a break?
Yes, today.
We gotta do squats and stretch out our squat and stuff because we going to the concert.
You do know that the white people have 400 years up on that. That's kind of the reason why they don't argue about money. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when you have 400 years up, I won't say nothing neither.
So I just think
exactly, but even when we made it, we still point that out in certain places where it don't need to be pointed out.
That's because you clearly are not purchasing the tickets. This is clearly the women's perspective, right? Clearly she is not purchasing the tickets. Mario asked Maze, so I could say, look, I'm unofficially saying I'm speaking for Mario, who is saying, sis, I got to get the tickets, but dag, at least at the end of the night, you ain't got, damn, y'all make it seem like if you're going to the Beyonce concert and somebody is giving you a $5, he going to get what he deserves.
He going to get it. He got it anyway.
So you ain't got to pay.
So Mario, why you buying the tickets anyway, dog?
Backstage tickets. Because you heard it. Why you buying them backstage?
I love it. All right, thank you for calling. Mario, you ain't got to be scared, man. Black men stand up around the world, man. You know you got to buy them $3,000 tickets, and then everybody going to be going home talk about I'm tired now. That Beyonce wore me out. Right. Meanwhile, Beyonce done sang everything she done did to Jay-Z backwards and forwards. Don't tell me we done went down again.
No, I still see it.
Okay. So Beyonce done talked about what she gonna do to backwards and forwards to Jay-Z. I'm gonna cater to you, and you gotta go home and go your ass to bed. Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show. Beyonce tickets. Who buying the tickets, and what's your responsibility to the ticket purchaser? What's up, caller?
Maze, I'm not only not buying the tickets, I'll be insulted she even asked me for the tickets. And not only that, those tickets will cost me 2 AR-15s, ammo, and 2 weeks at the gun range. So definitely I wouldn't buy the tickets. And I dropped you something in your Facebook box. The guy named is Thomas DeVore, and today is the last day for the third class action lawsuit, if you want to get in on it.
And then I can buy more guns?
Definitely not.
I'm gonna jump on that today. I'm jump on that today because they said that people on the lawsuit get to actually get to still purchase weapons. All right, give us a call 872-259-7474. I just want y'all to see perspective, fellas. I need y'all to give us a call too, right? Ladies, you going to the Beyonce concert? You expect your man to get the tickets, fellas? You know your woman expects you to get the tickets, right?
If you think you're alone.
So I mean, how do you deal with this? Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show. Beyonce tickets. Who getting them? And is there a quid pro quo involved in this, or is it just another date night? Like no specialness, no special treatment, nothing. $500 ticket, Joe. You should be on a different list. And a $2,000 ticket, you should be come on now. Give us a call 872-259-74. James. Joe, you see these ticket prices? You taking your lady?
Oh yeah. Hey, no, man, please. She lucky she just got that ring that she got maybe a year ago. My daughter's been to she has not missed the Beyonce concert.
My daughter is the Beehive Queen. You can't say nothing. You'll get the side eye. You say something about Beyonce. I have not purchased not one ticket. Ain't gonna purchase not one. I wouldn't pay. And the biggest Prince fan that I am, I wouldn't pay them tickets for Prince.
Man, I'll pay that. If he came back from the dead, I got to pay them ticket prices.
You gonna get the hologram, bro. You gonna get the hologram. So, man, man, $3,000 tickets, man. Let me tell you something. Prince better be there. Parliament Funkadelic in their prime. Everybody better be at that mug if I'm paying 3 stacks. And I can't even see myself paying 3 stacks. I don't even want to pay 3 stacks for some rims on the car I'm building. Get along, pay for a concert ticket that I'm not going to come back from. And then you got to buy dinner. That's the thing. You got to do that. And then, well, I'm hungry right now. I worked up me an appetite. I'm sure hungry. Man, you might get left in Lake Michigan somewhere playing with me.
Dang. Look, that's why you using the aliens. Is your wife listening to this show? Cause we gonna see James right at Beyonce. James gonna be at Beyonce. He's sitting up there. It's gonna be like all the dudes mad with their arms crossed. Like, I got to sit here and listen to all this, and then you finna. Anyway, James. So you not buying your lady no tickets to see Beyonce? Not even the $500 tickets?
Oh no, man. Like I said, you know what is different if everybody talking this maze, but black people ain't got the disposable income like white folks, bro. They don't. And believe it or not, a lot of them white folks that's sitting up in the front row, either part of the promo company, they get the choice ticket. It's very rarely that, that the real people, the real fans get to sit up front. If they probably 4 or 5 rows back. But those, like you said, the rounds, I call them theater in the round, where they sitting around the circle area, them people that's the promoters, the promoters' kids, the band members, family members' kids. That's who's sitting up there up front, bro. They got the work.
Them somebody won them tickets, or some corporation bought them tickets on
an
expense account.
You're right. Exactly.
If I got an expense account and I make that corporate, right? You know what I'm saying? Those tickets are typically reserved because if I got a high dollar client, then I would pay for that client to get a ticket. But you're going to be doing $8,000. See, even if you a client and I got you an $8,000 ticket or 2 $8,000 tickets, my expectation is that I'm going to do at least $100,000 worth of business with you, right? And so I just think that even in that space, like, and I know everybody's talking about me crazy, but the reality is there is a quid pro quo. When you see people getting promotional tickets, there is something that there is another value that is greater than that. Thanks, James. I appreciate you. So Richard Robinson says, what if somebody else buys your lady the tickets? Can I be clear? If somebody else buys your lady the tickets, he's trying to hit. No, he didn't just buy the damn tickets because he likes you. No, right. But again, if you think that somebody else bought the tickets that it ain't your guy, be clear what his expectations are. Be clear. This is what's crazy to me, right? And this is the thing I think, and I'm talking about the fellas. We was talking about this yesterday. The cost for the dude is double. Because I got to buy your ticket, I got to buy my ticket. I got to buy transportation for you and me. I got to feed you and me. And you see how Mario's girl was like, why we even got to talk about this? You trying to tell me that $1,000 ain't no special occasion? If somebody bought you $1,000, like, y'all in a relationship, nothing? No extras? Nothing? Because people think that's just your responsibility.
He gonna get it anyway. See,
he ain't gonna get no extra. You ain't even dress up. You just gonna be. Meanwhile, Beyonce talk about.
You got stuff for Beyonce.
Right, right. Meanwhile, Beyonce at the concert talk about all the things she gonna do to Jay-Z, and he gotta go home and be like, "You straight? I'm tired now. Woo, that concert wore me out. You thought that wore you out?" Carly, you on the Maze Jackson show. I'm speaking for the fellas in the group chat right now. Because it does seem like, I feel like a lot of women be like, man, my man got me. Your man somewhere sitting around pissed off. He like, I just spent $4,000 on these tickets and I'm getting ready to go to bed twiddling my thumbs. After Beyonce done just told us about drunken love, surfboard, cater to you, all of this stuff. Like, they take the parts out they want to take, the brothers say. Carly on the Maze Jackson Show. What up?
Good morning. It's Helene from New York.
Hey, Helene from New York. Your man buying the tickets or you buying them?
No, neither one of us are doing that. We've gone to so many concerts. I've even gone with my best friends. Essence Music Fest, dropping thousands of dollars. Super Bowl. I mean, I'm not doing that. And women got to understand something. Granted, she's phenomenal. Eventually, that concert's probably going to be on pay-per-view or something of that sort because she'll make even more money. But at the end of the day, women got to think about something. If they want that ticket so bad, listen, husbands are going to do it. Boyfriends will do it. But they got to trade off. What a trade-off would be, they buy Super Bowl tickets because they're just as expensive and the accommodations and so forth, or NBA, All-Star Weekend or whatever. But come on, you're going to drop it's not only $500 or $1,000. Let's say there's 2 tickets plus your wife, your girlfriend has to get her hair done, new outfit. He's got to look good. Dinner. It's a whole package. So whoever goes, good luck. But I can't see that. That's someone's mortgage. That's ridiculous. But good luck.
See, I'm just saying. But I don't think anybody concerns themselves with the mortgage. I think they be like, man.
She definitely. I mean, you know what? Let me.
Go ahead. Say your piece.
No, I was just saying, they don't too, man. But Beyonce,
I'm saying, so here's my thing. The reality of the Beyonce concert for most women is that they gonna find some dude to pay for the tickets. Am I right or am I wrong? Most Beyonce concerts, you don't see 20 women all lined up together. You see a woman and a man, and right now women are plotting on men, new men. Old men just know they got to do what they got to do. But I guess my question is, like, the viewpoints of both of them. Like how a girl was like, I mean, I got to do so. Why I got to be the white? Like, at what point do you be like, damn, this mug just spent $1,000? Now, and Tracy, are you saying if a man gives you a gift? No, I'm saying let me just tell you. There's some days in your life when you have to go outside of your own self, right? Like, be clear that Beyonce tickets for anybody that buys them is going to be a stretch. Like, I hear y'all saying, we got money. Man, hey, Joe, I've been blessed in this life, but $2,000 tickets, that's gonna hurt.
It's the whole taxes, y'all.
It's $1,000. So let's just say even at the $500 tickets, I don't think that anybody, it's like, you got it, spend it. And my premise here is, I thought that women should look at the difference in the comments between how men see it and how women see it. And you see how all the men was like, gosh, Lee. They had all of these things in their mind, all of these fantasies that they was going to fulfill or whatever else because they know it's a stretch. They know they got to do what they got to do, but I think the funny part is how dare you? Like, what? I think oftentimes responsible people or the people that make it happen, the more you make happen, the more for granted people take it. Right? Like, you know who wins all, and that's why the shiftless dude always wins. Because when he do one thing, you be like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing since life. But when he do everything, you be like, that nigga that's what he's supposed to do. And I feel like many people should probably read the post, get out your feelings, read the post, and recognize that people look at it differently. And I think so many times men take responsibility or take on things that nobody else, you just take it for granted. It was like you coming home from work and being like, man, I got to make my plate. That's the regular day. Now imagine doing that, and that's the day you just spent $2,000 buying tickets. right? And so I like everybody talking about these Beyonce tickets and why they gonna get them and blah, blah, blah. I think this is a lighthearted conversation. But ladies, y'all not doing what Beyonce be singing about. Y'all be like, I want to see Beyonce. And the dude like, y'all want to see Beyonce too. Why don't you put on the wig and act like it? Act like the songs you was listening to. I'm just telling y'all. Y'all gotta be. This Beyonce thing is a real thing with dudes. Like, if you would have seen that group chat yesterday, it was like all the frustrations of men in their whole world. And they was like, man, dog, and I gotta buy these tickets. Be a cheerful giver. That's exactly.
Hey, just work on yourself, kings.
Right.
Work on yourselves, bro. If she get mad at you because you can't get no Beyonce tickets, then she ain't the one for you, man. It's all good, man. Work on yourself, king.
That's probably what they got to do anyway.
You probably know all the 3 Beyonce songs, okay? And they all featuring Jay-Z, but it's okay.
So y'all telling me no special, are we really saying that there's no special treatment if you bought the tickets?
It is the special treatment, you know? What you mean? God bless you with a special treatment every day when you wake up and you land next to her or you're in a relationship with her. You know, so you're supposed to, do these things to these women. You're supposed to buy her tickets like that, cater to her. Isn't one of Beyonce's songs or one of the songs that she sings says what?
She's catering to Jay-Z.
Well, no, yeah, but she's saying, but can you cater to her, though? You know, this is all about her. You know, it's cool, man. It's tax time, got fellas. You feel me? Go ahead.
That's probably why she released them tickets at this time, though. And that's what's going to give all the independent women their moment. Because they're like, I get my own ticket. But is she buying you a ticket too, fam? You think the women are buying 2 tickets? Or they buying a ticket and they getting with their girl and everybody, everyone for themselves?
I done seen both. I know a group of girls that's going. It's all in my know. I know some guys that's buying some tickets. But yeah.
Riis, the guys that's buying tickets. Why are they buying the tickets?
I mean, they got different varieties.
But they usually are buying the tickets to make their women happy, correct? Some version.
Some.
And what's the other ones are buying them for?
I'm in a bind, Nate. They're
trying to get out of trouble.
They trying to crack.
So again,
I'm in a bind.
But that's the new people, right?
Yeah.
But that's the new. So the old guy just got to pay for the tickets. Like I'm just saying, like the husbands was in this mug. Like, dang, Joe, I got to start saving now. Right? Because we not going to because if you don't go to the concert, you going to be feeling a certain kind of way. Right? And all the people going to be posting, etc. But I do think that people should be paying attention to these. I think that there is a level of, what do you call that? Taking for granted.
And people just want to put that on their social media saying they've been somewhere, did this, all that.
Which all makes it all the worse, Riis. Because now everybody looking, and they sitting around at the house looking at the
Because somebody told me that them tickets going to be like $50 in the $300 level.
They won't be. They won't be. Because the demand, the fear of missing out makes the prices stay. Those tickets probably, because there's going to be the thirsty people, right? And then there's going to be the leftover tickets for the second day show. Right? That everybody, and you'll buy, but can I tell you, sitting up at them.
The second day show might be, it might be half.
It ain't going to be half. It's not going to be half.
Really?
No, I done did it. I done did it, bro. I done did it before. It's not going to be half. They are going to pick up all the stragglers, and then what'll happen is they're going to, then at the last minute, then some of those prices will drop. But I guess you buy the tickets, I'll buy dinner. See? Perfect trade. Perfect example, right? Somebody said, so, where I
want to go eat at is actually located in Paris, babe. I'm so proud. Thank you, babe. I didn't think you listened to me. So, yes, here's the flight right here that you can book. Yes, it costs $2,000. Oh, no. I just spent my $2,000 on some Beyonce tickets. I know. What do you mean?
Exactly.
What do you mean?
Because that's what you're supposed to do.
Hold on. You know what? I'm gonna get Maze on the phone. But that's private that he has to connect to. Because we what are you talking about? Everybody that if you buy tickets, let's link up and have our ladies fly us private.
Tanil says, "Why are y'all discrediting the experience and the good time? Does that mean nothing?" I think it. Who's the good time? Who's having the good time?
It was cool. I got time to say.
Who's having the good time? Beyonce. I like Beyonce, but let's be clear. If I have $1,000 choice, it ain't Beyonce that I'm gonna have a good time doing with.
They saying it's showing. It's buying the tickets is showing your love's worth. If you know she wants to go, it's not a conversation.
So then, what's the reciprocal of that? So show me, what is the $1,000 action reciprocal of that?
Can I get her some Oracle glasses that she can just put on?
I'm just asking. So again, because all of that is, and I would tell you that most men probably operate from that standpoint. I love you, so I'm going to make the sacrifice to get it. What's the converse of that? What's the converse of that?
Can I skip all other holidays? So if I get you these tickets, can I skip all other holidays?
So then you could be looked at crazy for the rest of the year at the other 4 holidays?
So you either going to look at Beyonce or what? Make your choices.
It don't work that way, Riis. I mean, I know what you're saying, but I'm just saying, what's a hypergamy conversation? I don't know what it is. But I will tell you this. I think, can you say let's go? Can you split the tickets if you in a relationship? Can y'all go 50-50?
In the ticket?
Uh-huh.
I mean, if I don't want to go, then I probably wouldn't go. I mean, it's just too. If the tickets weren't that high, I'd probably buy one. But nah, it's just too much, man. It's too much. It's too much. And then my issue is that the same people that want to go be complaining about buying eggs. So now all of a sudden. Now all of a sudden, I don't hear nobody complaining about Beyonce tickets like they complain about them eggs. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. You can buy them. But them eggs, though, you are upset about them eggs.
Tanil said, one more time, y'all ain't got to go. We can go with our girls and have fun. But who buying the ticket, though? So you go have fun with you and your girls while y'all sing all the songs about what Beyonce gonna do to Jay-Z.
Some boss girls in there. I believe they can buy it.
I believe in some boss girls too.
Some boss, you know what I'm saying? It's some boss women out there, y'all. You know, I believe y'all can buy your own ticket.
There it is.
I believe y'all can
let them buy. So look, Tanil said, we ain't got to buy y'all tickets. Okay, I'm just saying. So again, I think there's options. But I think y'all, this is all I'm gonna tell y'all. Right? You should look at them comments. And I would argue that probably if someone is buying you tickets, they probably expect or would like to, let's not say expect, because that's probably a bad choice of words, but they would really think like I feel like the thing I'm saying is that nobody sees that as a stretch. Like they don't see that as a sacrifice, as a going out of the way. Like Riis. I know people who ain't got a $500 engagement ring. Right, who got married and their ring ain't $500. And the other part is it usually is double. So it's usually double. For the man, he got to pay for both and everything else essentially.
I feel so sorry for the men that date women that got July birthdays. Leave her now. Right now.
That's your July birthday present.
That's what I'm trying to save him. Leave now.
Oh my goodness!
Hey, we should have flipped it though. Like I wonder what would make dudes like buy the ticket.
I mean, I feel like the dudes are gonna buy the tickets regardless, fam. Yeah, I think the dudes buy the tickets regardless.
Somebody say you deserve a Mercedes experience from P-Valley if you buy the ticket.
Not with dude. Nah, dog. P-Valley made me nervous, dog. I saw one episode of P-Valley and I was in shock, so I had to move on. All right, y'all. So I'm just telling you, Beyonce coming. You gonna be looking at your man like, get these tickets, and this man gonna be looking like, damn. Don't be sleepy at the end of the concert. That's all I gotta say. So don't let Beyonce dance you out, cause you know Beyonce do a show and everybody be out there. Beyonce and Janet are not the same. I'm just saying. They're not the same. And Janet tickets, I don't think Janet is charging $1,000 for tickets.
No. I know somebody that got tickets to that already.
Okay. Look, y'all, it's the Mace Jackson Show. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back for Tell Me Something Good. Because I got a few things I want to tell y'all. But look, it is the Mace Jackson Show. Don't break out. I got stuff we want to share with you. It's the Mace Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages.
The Mace Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
Why not Willie Wilson for mayor of Chicago? The criminals won't like Willie Wilson in the mayor's office. Fighting crime is Willie Wilson's first priority. Willie Wilson is ready to take on the criminals. Finally, Chicago, do it right. Willie Wilson for mayor.
My name is Chris Levy, and I'm working hard to become your next 5th Ward Alderman. As a lifelong Chicagoan, I chose the historic 5th Ward as my home and a place to raise my family. This means I have a vested interest in our safety and prosperity. But we need a change, and I'm the best candidate for the job. I'm not a career politician, but a motivated citizen who cares and will do whatever it takes to restore our community to greatness. My name is Chris Levy, and I want to drive change. Please punch 60 and vote for me for 5th Ward Alderman. My name is Chris Levy, and I approve this message.
You sure looking good tonight, baby. I just wanna make sweet love to you tonight, baby. Come on. If you don't mind, let me tell you.
Hey there, sexy lady of my dreams. Can I have you here with me? I just wanna love you down.
You are listening to the Mace Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mace Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis Mr. Rule on the ones and twos, and y'all, it is that time on Friday. Tennille said, I'm gonna read Tennille's comments because Tennille in here. Let me see. She said, hold on, because I just need, y'all in here taking wax. Hold on. Where did it go? See, Tennille said, she said, yes, but can I get dressed and go out without an attitudinal dude? And I was like, man, it's probably not the dude is not attitudinal because you went out. It's probably what happens either before you went out or what happens when you come back. Remember, did y'all see Deion Cole? Did y'all see when Deion Cole said, so, if your lady come home and you be like, hey, baby, what you doing? And she's like, oh, I'm tired right now. I got to go home and go to bed. Women don't like 1 and 2. So if she do that to you, then you number 2. Did you see the Deion Cole special? You got to watch that. So I don't think it's attitudinal. I think it's all about, I think you got to make sure that, I think y'all should look at that post because I think a lot of men, married and not married, had a lot to say and had a lot of ideas that sounded funny, but it was like, ha-ha, laughing, but very serious. And I'm just telling y'all that a lot of times people be walking around like they straight. And it's like the dude be like, I got to do this too? Just telling you. You got to read the comments. Go to the posters on the Maze Jackson Show. But now it's time, y'all. Riis, you got our theme song? Wow, wow.
Tell me that you love me, yeah. Tell me something good. Tell me that you like it, yeah.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show, and it's that time for Tell Me Something Good Friday. And I got a lot to talk about. Not a lot, but a few things. But before I get into it, Riis! It's that time, and if you got a time you want to tell us something good, give us a call, 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. Tell me something good. Riis, you got anything you want to tell me good, man?
I guess it's Friday. I want to say my son, he came home. He said he wanted to just be home for a semester. He ended up enrolling into this media school that I had told him about. Kids don't really listen, but that's not either here nor there. So he ended up enrolling in school, took off. Today I want to say that my Tell Me Something Good. I want to tell my son that I am proud of him because today he got to work with the people that made barbershop. So he knew, I forgot, like whoever.
Robert Teetle and
yeah, and then like whoever was the wife on the barbershop too. I forgot who was Ice Cube wife, but like whoever she is on there, like she's doing like a special and whatnot. And my son has getting the opportunity to be like the backstage person that they get to all the behind the scenes, take all the pictures. And his name will also be in the credits.
Oh!
So I am so proud of my son, man, because it's kind of hard to really get through the kids. Sometimes you will talk to a kid and you be like,
Jasmine Lewis?
Yeah, like, do you really hear me? You know what I'm saying? And you know how kids these days are so nonchalant. You're like, yeah, Dad, I hear you, And then, to actually see it, you be like, okay, well, I guess you are listening. So I want to say, man, I'm definitely, proud of him for that.
Shout out to, what's his name? Rashad. Shout out to Rashad.
Man, my son,
working with Jasmine Lewis, Robert Teetle.
Yep.
Right? Those guys did barbershop. So she is he moving up the ladder, man. So and he got his own film credit now?
Yeah, he will be on the credit, it said. And then it'll be played nationally. So whenever you see
Is it a movie or is it a TV show?
I think it's a 6-part
docudrama.
Like a TV show, like a little comedian.
Don't say
show.
little.
Well, not little like that. You know how I mean. But I think it's a 6 thing, like the way that he was explaining it. It was like a 6 show thing. So
Go on, Rashad. That's what I'm
of
talking
him,
about, man. I'm proud of you, man. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Y'all ain't got nothing to tell me something good? Y'all gonna make me act up. Y'all ain't got nothing to tell us good? Now, y'all had something to say about Beyonce. Tell us something good.
They gonna call in and say, somebody got my tickets.
Somebody got my tickets. You see? Somebody got you some Beyonce tickets. Now, is he gonna be able to call us and tell us something good, too? Right? He'll be like, I got the Beyonce tickets, man. I got to work overtime. I just picked up another job. Yeah, man. Is he going to tell us something good? Anyway, that's so funny. Let's go to.
It's like James said, it's a 6-part series. So, yeah. So he must know more about it. You know how your kid. So, like, my lady knew about it. And she was like, I don't want to tell you. He's going to tell you. So, I'm just, being around. I'm like, okay. So, son, how was your day in school today? Oh, it was pretty cool, Dad. Okay, that's it. He's like, oh, yeah. So
yeah, man, I be hating the kid's description of the day. Mason, how was your day today? Regular. Man.
I know you're going to go do a whole thing and get a film credit. Like, you're not going to. Next day, hey, son, how was school? Oh, man, it was pretty neat today. Learn something.
He said neat.
Yes. It's learn something. I'm, adding a little bit better everything, just getting better about the day. Took him I was taking him to get his little hair appointment. I said,
stop calling this stuff little. I just learned that the little thing I just heard was subtle, was low key shade. What I call it? That is passive aggressive hate. So don't call this stuff little.
So at this point I'm trying to really just. I'm like, son, why are you going to get your hair done? Is there anything important? Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you that I'm going to be doing a 6-part series with the people from barbershop and the lady that was Ice Cube's wife. I'll be the one that's doing all the backstage things, taking all the recordings, bloopers, and everything. And then on top of that, I get the credit. I said, son, how long you known that? About 3 days. I forgot to tell you. I don't know why I just slipped my mind. So I was like, yeah, but I'm definitely proud of him, and we're gonna watch it, and that's probably it's gonna be my.
We're gonna all watch it. We might have to have us. We might have to have us a thing. What we congratulating Erica Burton for? What do we Erica, what happened? Y'all gotta call us and tell us. Don't be.
She said her son, 7th grade Joshua, made the honor roll.
Josh made the honor roll. What up, Josh? Josh, has he been playing your song?
I ain't gonna lie.
You ain't played Josh's song, man.
If
Valerie. That's
a gem. Always. If Erica was my mom, I'd probably be on honor rolls. I'd be scared to bring anything.
Since Erica don't be playing. Erica do not be playing.
She embodies that parent stare. Like, I know her parent stare is cold. You know what I'm saying? Like, how your parents used to give you the stare, and it's
I'm telling you, her people stare was killer.
Yo, it be like, nah, I can't play right now. I can't play.
Look, you see my mama
looking at me. I bet she got that stare like, you like, yeah, I'm good. Nah,
I'm good.
I'm straight.
But that's that stare that's gonna keep him out of trouble, right? That's that stare. You be like, man, I don't want no problem.
You know what? I'm down. But if my mama want who my mama was, I'm going to go in and go. I'm going to, hey, yo, man, let me out the car. Ain't that what he say? Hey, yo, let me out the car.
Milton, you run around your house, dog. Milton, I got to talk about you. You said if you buy Beyonce tickets, I'm going to need the heat off the back of my neck when you order a $100 fight. Oh, dog, if you buy $3,000 tickets and you getting heat over $100 fight, you ain't running the house, dog. You're not running the house. You're not running the house.
Yeah, and what's his name? What does it say? Milton, I'm going to give y'all all free game. StreamEast.net. You can watch any sports event, pay-per-view, whatever you want to see, and you will say you $100. It's only a 60-second delay. You'll be all right. I know Mike Tyson's out there, so you won't miss it.
What was this again?
Stream East. You can Google it. You can watch any sports event that's going on, pay-per-view, UFC fight. They say you $100 out there, man, because y'all gonna need it, man, for these Beyonce tickets. So free gym right there.
Look, fellas, already. Look, you ain't watching. You ain't ordering no fights. Stop. You better start drinking. You better get you some natural light, because you're gonna be drinking natural light for the next couple weeks, for the next couple months. Y'all know y'all ain't. You know you got to save up.
He said neat. That means he been exposed to the ops.
At least leave it to Beaver. Shoot. Oh, that's funny. That's why I said, he said neat.
Oh, yeah.
He don't say like golly gee whiz, does he?
He say things like that. I told you, my children are, they Patrick Mahomes, I say, but both their parents are black, but they're gray. They're gray.
You got gray. See, no, you can't be calling them gray. Like that's what traumatized me as a kid, man. Look, man, why you talk like you white, man? I'm not white. Fellas, let me tell y'all, fellas, I probably ain't gonna be in good space for this conversation, but I had the conversation for the fellas. I'm telling you, man, yesterday people was like, could you please talk about this? Please. Could you just put it in the universe? So I just put it in the universe for y'all. Sorry.
Oh, it's game night for your son. Ain't it senior night?
Man, you gonna let me do my tell me something good? You don't let me do my tell me something good. I was trying to let you get yours out, letting you celebrate your son, do your thing. See, it be your own people. Be your own people.
I'm rooting for them to get a good senior night W, man.
So let me tell y'all. So we gonna start here. I'm since Riis stole my joint, I'm gonna go backwards. First of all, tell me something good this week. My birthday surprise. When y'all came in here on Monday, I was beyond surprised. I was ecstatic. I was happy. I felt loved. And that somebody went, not that it doesn't ever happen, but I felt like my audience went out of their way. And my BP1, What's in It for the Black People family, went out of my way to make me feel special on my birthday. So I want to say thank you to them. Thank you to my lovely wife as well. Also, I want to thank Aunt Neil for the Eagles that landed. She didn't come, but she sent some Eagles, so we'll take that. That was also something. Tell me something good. Other tell me something good. Shout out to the Rago Babo, who had her big birthday yesterday. She was all over the world. She worldwide, LinkedIn. They probably was trying to give her a job. Had her some, some two fish. Getting it in, and Aunt Neil giving her one of the best birthdays ever. You know, best niece in the world. Big weekend next weekend. So for all of you all that listen to the Mays Jackson show, on Saturday next weekend, which is the Saturday before Thanksgiving, we will be having at Obsidian, not Thanksgiving, Saturday before Valentine's Day. We will be having Sean White performing at Obsidian. If you are a member and you are interested in seeing Sean White, you know Sean White, right? You got one of his songs up there. Go ahead, throw it underneath there. Kisses, you know. So it's Sean White presents Kisses at Obsidian, right? Sean White get Kisses at Obsidian. He'll be performing live. So if you all are interested in doing something for Valentine's Day, please consider Obsidian. You know what I'm saying?
On what day?
Saturday, the 11th, right? So if you want to come on out, get your little rose, and you know, fellas, if you can't afford Beyonce, at least you could have, maybe you could afford a kiss, right? So check that out next week. Obsidian, we are kicking off our Saturdays for members. If you are interested in being a member, let me know. Because we got a lot coming up in that space. So that's on Saturday. Sunday, Riis, we doing the Super Bowl. So it'll be Super Bowl at Obsidian. If you need a place to watch the Super Bowl, you want to get it in, it'll be food, it'll be some libations, it'll be a good old time. And I wanted to point out that this week in Cranes, they showed another private social club, right? Which was exactly the same way we built out Obsidian, which is a BYOB establishment that members can come, relax, hang out, and chill. So I just want y'all to know, like, the same things that they got on the north side, we're trying to build on the south side, south and west side. So please, if you are interested, become a member of Obsidian Social Club. We got a lot going on, and our nights are about to heat up. If you need a place to have a meeting, do co-working, that is also the #1 premier spot for that. Shout out to Jay Ivy. Jay Ivy, this year they have a spoken word category for the Grammys, and we are all rooting for Jay Ivy to win the very first category of spoken word. So Jay Ivy, I don't know if y'all seen him, he got a new commercial, Bullet, for Bullet Bourbon. Saw him on all the games this weekend. I was like, that's Jay Ivy.
Yeah, I think he actually going on. My brother actually booked him for something, for like a tour for one of his artists. It was kind of crazy.
Jay Ivy is the man, you know. You know, Jay Ivy used to sleep on the floor in my hotel room back in the day, and now look, I'll be like, Jay, can I get a call back? No, Jay straight up. Also, one of the very first guests we had here, and that's that might never let me down. Every day you hear me play, that's my guy Jay Ivy. So I'm super excited for him. So y'all, let's check out the Grammys. I hope they put that category on the news and we can check it out. Y'all, there's also gonna be a very tough weekend. Let's back up. I'm gonna go to tonight, senior night. Senior night at Holy Trinity High School. That's right, it's MJ's last game, so I hope y'all can come on and check him out. Not his last game because they go to the playoffs, but this is his last regular season game. The parents, now they done changed up the schedule, so the game starts at 5:30 tonight at Holy Trinity High School, right off of Division and Ashland. Love to see y'all come on out and show him some love and some support. It's been a long journey, but this is his senior year, and so we want to see out. Now, DJ Mike P will be the DJ, so it's going to be lively. You know, they got a little food, no drinks, but some pop. But shout out to MJ tonight. So if you have some time around 5:30, come on, check them out, man. We're going to be in the stands having a good time. Shout out to all the moms that have been working to put the bulletin boards together to make sure that they have a special senior night. And then Riis, probably one of the hardest things that I've had to do in a long time is we are going to be laying to rest one of my dearest friends, longest friends in life, Eric T. Myrick. His service tomorrow is at Fellowship Missionary Baptist Church. You can go see the body there's a viewing today at Ackland Funeral Home on 87th Street. But tomorrow at 10 a.m., the funeral service is 9 a.m. is the wake, 9:45, the Omega ceremony by the men of Phi Beta Sigma, at which point they will close the casket at 10 o'clock, and we will have his final homegoing celebration. Riis, we are, it's going to be, so I'll be speaking tomorrow, which I'm honored to do, although something but it is my sincere hope that all of the people whose lives that he has touched, that the twins have touched, that you come out tomorrow. So if it's the Blue and White family, if it is the Bolingbrook family, if it's the I-State family, if it's the Chase family, if it's just the National family and the Council family, it's my sincere hope that tomorrow you will all join us as we lay our brother to rest. It's about to be 52. And so, it's my sincere hope that you will all, that we will be able to celebrate his life, right? To celebrate the life and all the impact that he's had. Look out. I'm usually a pretty lighthearted guy. I get attitude, but I really enjoy life. And the passing of Eric has made me know that life is for living. Can't sit around being mad. Can't sit around waiting for somebody else to make it happen for you. You gotta make it for yourself. You gotta live every day to the max. So tomorrow we will celebrate somebody that impacted our lives. Look out, this is the Mays Jackson Show. By on the line, all lines clear. Happy. Probably because they're trying to get me up out of here. This is the Mays Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's the matter? Still choppy? Still. Tennille, remember this? A tweet. Anyway, it's the Mays Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people. And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said, we out of here. Peace.
Business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.